Hey guys, and welcome back to Everything Tumbler Tutorials with Creative Final Designs. So I did just do a Plasti Dip water slide with a clear matte spray, but I don't feel like it was the best example as to once it's sprayed that it's applied to a tumbler, because in my personal opinion, I think that 30 skinnies are super easy. And I wanted to demonstrate this, which has got like a fake glitterer ombre effect into the marble, which everybody loves, including myself. So I'm going to go ahead and redo this as the example of how I spray it with the clear and the Plasti Dip, and then I'm going to apply it to a 30-ounce modern curve for you. And I think that that's just a much better way to give you a better representation as to how the stretch is applied, both width and length, or I should say horizontally and vertically. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our first coat of spray. Remember, clear matte, okay? I'm just gonna spray it nice and solid. And I will say this is because I have an inkjet. I've recently been told that if you have a laser jet, you don't have to go through this process, but you can still use the Plasti Dip. You just don't have to seal your inks if you're using a laser print. So until I get a new one, I'm going to continue to spray this because I have an inkjet. Okay guys, so we are back for our second spray. I usually only wait about 5 to 7 minutes. It doesn't take long. You do not have to wait any excruciatingly amount of time. I also live in Florida, so things tend to dry up pretty quick here. Plus I'm outside, so we are ready for the next coats. Okay, that's simple, and I'll be back in just a few short minutes to do round 3. Okay, darlings, we are back for the third and final coat for the matte clear enamel. I went a little extra that time, but that's okay. The more the merrier. It's the less that you use, it might be an issue, but it's okay if you use more. We're just making sure that it's extra sealed. Okay, and I will be back soon with the Plasti Dip. Okay, darlings, we are back for the first coat with the Plasti Dip. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and, excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this first coat. Okay, so that was a lot, but that's okay because it is gonna go on a 30 modern curve, and we wanna make sure that we have the stretch allowance that we're gonna need to do this cup. Okay, so we'll be back shortly. Okay, darlings, welcome back, and here we are for the second spray of the Plasti Dip glossifier. Okay, that's that for the second coat, and I'll be back for the third. Okay guys, now we're back for our third and final coat of the Plasti Dip glossifier. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll come back and we'll put it on our 30-ounce modern curve. See you soon. Hey guys, and welcome back. Okay, so it's been sprayed, and I have my water here, which is just regular sink water. It's cold, it's not lukewarm or anything. And I just wanted to show you exactly all that I trimmed off the edges. This is literally it. So what I'm going to do is once I get this started, well, that doesn't go in there. Once I get this going and I start to apply it to the cup, I'm more than likely going to fast forward the rest of the process. As you've seen me, if you've watched any of my other tutorials, I have done plenty of these full sheet water slides. I just never shown other than the last tutorial with step-by-step. And I just wanted to reiterate that it just wasn't not the best tutorial, because 30-ounce skinny is, I think, easy to do for most, and I wanted to show you something a little bit more technical, which is on a 30-ounce modern curve. I did paint this white, and I did tape off my top and my bottom. So I'm going to let this sit here, and then we're going to get ready to go ahead and apply this to our tumbler. Okay, as you can see, we are ready for this water slide to come out of the water. I always start with my water slides face down so it doesn't curl up. Plus I have just a small dish here. It usually works out really well. And then when I know it's ready, I just take it out. And like I said, as you've seen before, I just immediately start applying it to the cup. Oh my gosh, I love how the marble looks. And I am also going to add real glitter, not just this appearance of fake glitter, onto this cup because I like to glitter everything. I think it's beautiful. So we want to do more of the stretch around the top because we already know that it's genuinely going to be short. So let me I love that. Looks like there's something underneath. Let me see what that is. See if I can get that. Ah, perfect. Okay. There's a little something underneath there. We don't want that. And then I will continue to babysit this and make sure everything is perfect. My wrinkles are out. And then I will come back and I will be more than happy to show you, as I have shown you so many times, how we're gonna cut this seam and the top and the bottom, okay? It looks like I got something else in there. You can really see it on this one because it's so thin, like not necessarily thin, but the colors are super, super light. That's all right. We'll keep working it out. Not a big deal. This is gonna look amazing. Oh yeah, it's obvious. I keep getting stuff underneath it. So other than that, this is going on exactly the way that it should be. Okay, so while I continue to manipulate this on the back side and fix, when I come back, all of this is going to be wrinkle free and perfect. It's going to look exactly like this front side. And then when I do come back, like I said, we're going to trim off the top and the bottom. We're going to reveal the stainless steel at the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay guys, and welcome back, and we have all of our wrinkles out, and as you can see, we have this different dark line right here down the center, which is exactly where we're going to cut and split these two apart. But first I want to do either the top or the bottom first, and we're going to, I think we'll start with the top, and we're going to go ahead and trim off the tape. So ever so carefully, we're just going to cut this apart using our tape as our guide. I really need to find my new blades. That would probably make this go a lot easier. But I did some craft changing and moving things around, and now I can't find them. We're just going to move right along, right around the rim of the tape. Okay, so we can remove that. And we're going to go straight to the bottom. And now the tape, if you can see, I taped it right where the crease is already. Okay, so a natural crease. And I'm going to go right in that crease and ever so carefully do the exact same thing. I'm not too worried about how it's wrinkling up. I can fix that. I still have my water on hand to manipulate it if I have to. My goal is just to make sure that it's cut completely through. That's honestly the most important. Okay, so I think I've gotten all the way through, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this and just pull it off. Okay, now we can pull the tape off. Okay, same thing with the top. I really like how this looks. Okay, so before I go fixing around the rim, I want to go ahead and cut this seam right here. Then I will worry about the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to get my measuring tape. I'm going to line it right up in the center best way I can. Okay, and I'm just gonna wing it and cut this the best way I can, ever so carefully. You can see it's pulling, so I'm just wondering if we might not be ready or my blade is dull. Once I start, I really don't like to give a lift up. I don't like to, once I start cutting, I like to just keep going. I don't really like lifting it up like that if I don't have to, so I'm sorry if I am covering up where my cut is. I just need to be careful that I'm not pulling too much, because I don't want to really interfere with my line. But I kind of did just a little bit. That's okay, just keep going. It's marble and it's glitter. It's not meant to be perfect, so thankfully on this particular cup, no harm, no foul. So I'm just ever so gently just going to grab this overlapping piece and pull it up. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. It's just so that I can grab this under the bottom. Just like that. Wet my hands just to kind of bring the edges back together again. Perfect. All right, so this seam is a smidge crooked, but I really, really love how this turned out. So as you guys can see, we're pretty much dry, and I left the top and the bottom stainless steel. So I want to show you something. Normally I'm babysitting these cups like a hawk, but I let it get away from me, and there's a teeny tiny gap that I did not have before, because as the cup is still wet with the slide, it will split apart. So when I use the term in many of my other tutorials, watch and babysit, you want to keep pinching these seams together so that it's flawless. When you don't babysit, this is kind of what happens. I'm not devastated because it's super tiny, but it can happen. And if this wasn't something that would, like if it was to make sense on the seam, you would be sad by that. But tutorial purposes, Plasti Dip, matte clear spray, this is the sole intention, is so that you guys can see just how well you can stretch what normally would not fit this, and there's literally no distortion. So this is a perfect example as to how Plasti Dip actually will work, and not on a 30. That was a terrible example, and I apologize. I'm gonna leave that up, but this is what the whole intent is for these large cups, or even a 20 ounce even. So we have a marble fake glitter ombre, and when I come back for part 2, I am going to tape off the top and the bottom, and I'm going to glitter this with a new glitter, and I am super, super excited about it. So it's not going to be the diamond dust, it's going to be a surprise glitter for us all. So look forward to that, stay tuned. If you like this tutorial and you want to check out the other tutorials that I have, please do comment below. Tell me something you'd like to see. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next tutorial, guys. Thank you.